Hi, and welcome to week 22 in this Stitch Circle Show Challenge. And if you want to know more about what this is about, find the link here below for the playlist and find week 1, and there I will explain everything about this challenge and everything about what this Dogma Rule has to do with stitching. There also is a link for sewing a cover, and there is a link for a Facebook group called Dogma Rules / Dogma Embroidery, and if you want to be a member of that, you can apply, and you have to answer some questions, and then I would let you in. If not, I won't let you in. And it is, I really want the members to be active members and members who want to do this, and not just people who want to get inspired and see what other people do. I want this to be an active community. Perhaps that is too much to hope for, but that is what I'm hoping for. My name is Lisbeth, as many of you know, and I'm a Danish mixed media abstract artist who also likes to do a lot of stitching and other things. And look for the playlist, there you can find the different subjects that perhaps interest you. Sorry I have to say this every time, but you never know who just stumbled upon this video and perhaps want to participate or know what this is about. So pardon for that every time I'm saying the same nonsense. But let us see what I have found out for rules for today. I hope you will enjoy it, and I hope you will give it a try yourself. And also I want to say I'm really enjoying all those wonderful, lovely, fine embroideries I can see on the Facebook group. And also the ones of you who don't like to use Facebook, and I totally understand that. That's using Instagram instead and using the 2 hashtags there. Can also follow what you have been doing, and thank you for that. This was week 21 here, so I will just turn the page, and now I am ready, and I will put this away for now. So I'm ready here, and then I will tell you about this week's Dogma Rules, and they are quite simple this week here. Find a piece of background paper. No, sorry, not paper. Fabric, of course, in this case here. And find 4 strips in different white, off-white, sand or creamy colors. Sew them together, and I will explain more how you can do that later. Sew them together so it ends up. Sew them together on the base fabric, and that's just an old piece of a cushion or a duvet cover, or a cover for something, a very soft one. But sew them together there, and then trace a circle. That was rule number 1. Rule number 2 is only to use square stitches, og på dansk hedder de kvadratsting, and sew them in columns like this. And you can sew them wonky or straight or big or small, however you want to do it. I can show you here Jytte Harbusgaard's ring with all her samples, and this is how they look, and they are quite wonky, these ones. You can also make them double. You can put 2 rows together. That's up to you how you will do them, or if you want to do them totally straight, that you decide that. But this is the stitch, and I will show you later how you can do it, how it's done. So away with that. And rule number 3, thread. Use black or a very, very dark thread for most of the square stitches, and another contrast color you decide which one, and make a few squares in that color somewhere on your piece where you want them. And I have chosen this red one, so I will be using these two colors here. This is 3 rules for this week here. And of course I will write them also here below under the video. So enough of that, now to the work. When you are going to sew the 4 strips together, you can choose to do it with raw edges or with turned edges. That is up to you what you prefer. And I have just taken some ordinary machine sewing thread that is the color like my 4 strips here. But I think here I want to turn my so I will just put this one on here, and then I will take this one here and put it, that is the back side, and I will take, yeah, if you want raw edges, that is just lying them upon each other and then sew back, baste them down with the invisible basting. But I want to have turned edges, so I will just turn this over and put some needles in here like this, just to have something to hold on to. And then I will just do some small, yeah, I can see there's missing some fabric there, so perhaps it is easier if I take it this way here, like this. So the only thing I'm doing, and that is doing some, you can do invisible basting here, but you can also just do some small running stitches. And if you want your line to be totally straight, you can take your ruler and a pencil, and you can just make a mark here and say this. It's a little difficult now with the needles, or the pins here. I put it down here. Take your ruler and make the line, and to just sew after that. Or you can say, I don't care, it would be as it is. And there was my needle. So I will just take the smallest. It could be a little tricky because you're sewing through 3 layers now, but and then I can move my pin here. Oopsie. And again. And away with that pin also. And then I will just take a couple of stitches here. And remember that the background fabric, it is best if it is a little smaller than the strips. So you can see here I will cut a little of that off because I don't want to see any of the background, and here it's okay there. And then I will turn this up here, and then I will put this piece on here and do the same, and sew that down there, lift it up and do the same here, and then you have 4 pieces of strips sewn together. But you don't need to see me do all this sewing here, so I will do that and I will be back. So here my 4 pieces are sewn together, and you can see the background fabric is sitting here behind, so there's some fabric to hold on to here when you're stitching. And you can, of course, can iron your fabric now, but I will just finger press it or run my nail over it. And now I will trace my circle as I've done not 1,000 times before, but many times before. There. Like that. And I think I, in this case here, would do trace my circle with running stitches before I start anything, because I don't know how much I will fill this out, if I will make more than how many columns I will make. So I will just do around with small running stitches, and small, you decide if you will do this or how big or small you will do them. And running stitches, I think you all know how to do. That was the stitch we did in the first week here in this challenge, and I think it is probably the easiest stitch you can do. The art is to make them so even as you can, if that is what you want. Sometimes it's not what you want, but even though I have been sewing very much, I still find it hard to make them the same length all the time. But yeah, like this here, I will sew it all the way around. So a little before you reach where you started, you will have to adjust your stitches so you don't get a very small one or a very big one. So you have to take care of that if you want it to look like the other stitches. So I think here you can't see where I started and where I ended. And I like to have different textures on my fabric. This is a really stiff, rough weaving one, and this is a little different, and these two are perhaps more of the same, but they have different colors. So that is also something to consider if you want to see some of the fabric and you don't fill it all out, is to have some different textures on different textured fabrics. Holy Moses, that was hard to say. So there we go with this. And now I'm ready for the square stitches. I can show you how they are done, but I don't think it is so important you do it exactly like this. If it just ends up like square stitches, because yeah, But you come up and you go straight up, and then you go to the right, same level down here, and you come up and go down at the same level as the first stitch at the top. Now you have 2 parallel stitches, and then you go in the bottom right corner, come up and go down in the bottom left corner and come up and do the same at the top, left and left. There. And now you have this little box. That was the first stitch. So you come up here, go down in the previous corner here, and you come up, and you go down in the bottom right corner there, and you go over to your left in the bottom and over to the right, and there you have the next little box or square there. And that's the only thing you are doing. Come up above, up in the left bottom corner, go down, come up in the bottom right corner, and down here in that, and then you have to have the bottom here. That's all. That's not a difficult stitch, but if you end up doing them in another order and they look like square stitch, I won't send the police after you. I don't believe in so strict rules. But if you want to sew them correctly, you would end up with crosses on the back side. Then you know you have done it the right way, but I really don't care as long as you end up making them like this. And this is what I'm talking about. They are totally even, and they can be even more wonky made than they are here. And you can put, if you do a column more, for instance, you don't have to start. You can start and make them not even, yeah, I don't know how to say it, but you can see here. Like boxes you have stacked, not centered. Here, for instance, you could put a box beside it like that, instead of put it exactly the same. There I have pushed it a little down. You're welcome to do that. That is totally up to you. So this was this way of doing the square stitch. Og på dansk hedder det et kvadratsting. I think I will sew my columns that way, and I don't think I will stitch here in the seam, because there are so many layers, and I don't think it's nice to sew there. So I think I will start with the smallest one here, and make it. Oh, sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Holy Moses. So oh, here we go again. Yeah. You can see here, that was my first little square stitch here. So I will just make a couple of them down here. Ouch, ouch. And I know mine will be totally wonky because I like that. So you can make them small or big or wonky or whatever you like, as long as you make them in columns. It is also a nice stitch to sew, this one here. Now you can see I have made a really wonky one here. So now I think I will do a small one, but a long small one. Whoops, there was a knot, and I don't like knots. Now I think I will see if I can make two beside each other. This is something like this here, but I will play with it. I will sew this one down, and then we can see what we can do in one of the other columns. And then I will have to blow my nose, I can feel it. So there is my first column, and I have put a single red stitch in there just to break it a little up. So I think I will do this part here now, and I think I have just let my red thread be hanging here on the back, so I have my needle ready. So I think I will start up here with, no, it is in the other end, so I won't do that. So I will just make a knot here, like this, and I think I will start up here with a small red one. There. And and I will just let it hang there for now. And then I will take my black thread and start again here, and I will do it like I would do a brand new stitch. So there will be, this line here will be double, both red and black. So I will come up here. Oh, that was a quite long thread. That's, as we say in Danish, a lazy tailor's thread. I think you say a lazy girl's thread in English, but it's the same. Yeah, and perhaps it isn't that smart to have that hanging there. I will get tangled up in it, I think. Oh, I will see if I can move my way around it. There. There. Like this. And since this is a quite long stitch, well, let me see if it's lying flat and nice. Yeah, I think it is. So you go just keep on doing the same. Here with your square stitches. And you can see some of my places there are crosses and some places they aren't. And that doesn't matter. It will go a little off with that when you're doing the double ones there, for instance. But I will continue, and I think I will see if I can make it a little curvy or something like that. So done with this column here, and I think I will go in and do a little extra stitch there. Here, but I can do that later. But I will start with this one now, and I will start with the red square in the middle here. And, perhaps a little bigger one. There. There. And then I will just tighten that up here. That must be enough with that. And then we're ready to go with the black. And here I will do it like I started a brand new one. So there will be a red thread and a black thread lying close beside each other here. That is a little stiff, this fabric to stitch into. So I will use a little force. There. Like like that. Then I think I will take a long, narrow one here. But I think I will sew the rest and then I can show it to you when I'm done with that. Whoops, sorry. So done with the third column here, and I think it looks quite nice. I really like it. It is totally wonky, and maybe it's because of that I like it. But I will do this last one here, and let us see how this will turn out. But I will start exactly as I had done with the other ones. Just a small one here, I think. But you could, of course, sew yours as straight and as much in line as you want, and you can make them as small and big as you want. That is totally up to you. And you don't have to make them inside the 4 stripes. You can go over the stripes if you want to. The only thing is make it in columns and put a few squares in a totally different color of your taste. You can do them blue, yellow, green, or whatever you fancy to do. That is up to you. Isn't it nice there's something you are allowed to decide, and it's not me who is deciding everything. There. But I will stitch this through and then I can show the finished one to you. So done with my square stitches, and I think I like it. No, I don't think it. I know I like it. I like that it is wonky, and there are a few pops of red colors. Not much, but enough to give it something. And if I haven't done this round here of running stitches, perhaps it wasn't so obvious it was a circle, but it is sewn inside a circle. So this is how it looks on the back side, but who cares about that? So now I will just have to put it in my book, and since this is columns, it has to be this way or this way, and I don't think it matters very much. So I think I will put it this way here, like it is here. And is there anything else I think I want to say? No, not now. But I will take my double-sided tape, and I will struggle with it as I always am here. And of course you can sew it in your book if you have a book. You don't have to have a book to do this challenge here. You can put your pieces in a box, or you could sew them onto an old sheet, or you can make a scroll or buy a sketchbook and put them in there. That is totally up to you. I don't ask you to make a book if you don't want to make a book. So it is just to burnish this down, and then I will hope for the best and fear the worst to get this off here. Yeah, it went so nice today. Yeah. How lucky can I be? And there is it, the tricky part here, because this is so boggly now, so it is so hard to put it in straight. But it would be like this. So I will just burnish it down here. I can come up a little further away here so you can see it. So it will be sitting there. How nice. I really like this piece here. Black and white and red. That's right up my ball game. So there it can be sitting. And for me personally, I think it is so nice to run through this and see what we have been doing. And when there's gone a year or two, you can always, yeah, as often as you like, take it in your lap and sit and enjoy it. And if you don't know what to do, perhaps you can look at it and in the book and say, oh, this one here I really like to do. Can I do it bigger? Can I do it differently? Could I use the stitch for that and work further with it? And I really hope that is a thing you will do if you're participating here. But I will round this up and I will take a close-up at the end of the video, and then I will just say I really hope you will try to do this number 22 week here yourself and show it either on Instagram or in the Facebook group. I'm so curious to see what you will be doing. But also I really hope you will give my videos a thumbs up and consider subscribing my little Danish channel. I would deeply appreciate that. It is so helpful of you, and spread the news about this to others that could be interested. So I will just say take care and be creative until next Thursday. Bye bye for now.